Hello there folks, Nathan here, hope you're all well and welcome back to unboxing videos here on my channel. Yes, it's been a good while, hasn't it, since we've unboxed something. I can't actually remember what it was. What was the last thing we unboxed? Oh gosh. Well, I'm feeling it might have been an aircraft. Was it that A320neo? Oh, do you know, I can't think. I cannot remember. But we're back today with something else to unbox. Obviously, I've dialed down now on the food and drink reviews. I'm trying to watch my figure. As I mentioned in the last review I did, the one-off review I did the other day of the Jaffa Joe Nuts. If you haven't seen that video, go back and check that out. But I did tell you a little bit of a story at the beginning of that video, how I'm just trying to watch my figure, so that's why, you know, I've cut down on things like that. I am proud to say I've lost 13 pounds in just under 3 weeks. I was 18 stone 13 to begin with, and I was weighed, oh goodness, when was it? Monday. I'm sure it was this Monday. I think my mum weighed me. And I was 18 stone. I've lost 13 pounds in just under 3 weeks. So quite an achievement. I'm quite proud of myself with that. And I'm determined to carry on. So that's why you're not seeing so many food and drink reviews as such. But you never know. You might see the odd one, what with Christmas coming up. And on that note, let me just say quickly, season's greetings to you all, because this video is being recorded on Thursday, the 2nd of December, 2021. How about that then? We're in the final month of the year. Amazing, isn't it, how quick this year's gone? So yes, season's greetings to you all, and happy holidays. So, I thought we'd kick off the Christmas season with an unboxing, and you're pretty much going to know what it is, aren't you? You can see what it says, look. It's kind of in the title, isn't it? It is, it's a bus. Yes, it's a bus. I know, I said I wasn't going to do another bus unboxing, but I had to get one more bus to complete my collection. And it's quite a special bus because it's the first bus that I ever remember travelling on as a kid. It's the first bus I can still remember travelling on to this day. I'll tell you a little story about that a little bit later when we've got the bus out and we've had a look. So all I'll tell you from now, this is a MCW or Metro Camel Wayman Metrorider minibus. So it's not very big. It's 1 in 76 scale, but it's very small. It's a midi bus. In the I believe it's the Westlink livery now. I don't know whether they're still operational or whether the livery's changed or how old, how long this. Try that again. How old this livery dates back to, I'm not too sure on that. But we'll have a look at it anyway. We'll get her out, have a look. And then, as usual with a new bus model, I've got a little bit of research that I found on the good old interweb. So I will, of course, we'll lay the bus down in front of the camera and you can have a good look at her. And I will read that out for you a little bit later on. But for now, let's crack on. Let's oh my goodness me. It's not Halloween, is it? Quick hide. I'm only joking. So, Brit Bus, look at that. Good old British Bulldog there. Brit Bus. 1 in 76 00 scale. Limited edition, is that? Wow. I'll have a look in a minute, because obviously I can't read mirrored writing. I'm trying not Yeah, so that's the front. You can see there, if that's the right way. Hang on. Yeah, it is the right way. There you go. I don't know what it says on there. Something on the back of the bus. I won't show you the sides because that'll spoil it. Because you can see the bus from the sides. Not going to spoil that for you just yet. So there you go. There is the back of the box. Right, I'm just going to bring my magnifying glass in, and I'm going to have a look. So a collection diecast, a collectible diecast and plastic model by Britbus. 1 in 76 or 00 scale limited edition. A Britbus model, item number MRL01. Westlink buses, MCW MCW MIDI final livery. So I'm presuming then that this bus is in the livery, the final livery of Westlink before, I'm presuming they went into liquidation or they were bought out by another company. I'm not sure, but this is the final livery. This bus represents the final livery that Westlink buses would have worn. Oh, it's the wrong way up. That helps. Warning, this is a collector's model and not a toy. It may have sharp edges or points, suitable for persons above 14 years. Manufactured by Britbus Limited. Made in China. Oh, is that all it says? Okay. Well, without further ado, let's get it open. So I believe it's in what's known as the block of ice. There she is. Now you can see her. Yeah, so that's just a sleeve, basically, the outer box. And then she's preserved in this block of ice, which means we can bring her back to life. We can bring her back to life. Yeah, what a beautiful little bus. Of course, the one that I travelled on was Travel West Midlands. Now then, how do you get out? I'm not too sure how you actually opened it. Ah, hang on. Ah, right. Ah, there we go. There we go. So there's a piece. There's a piece. Right, and then there's wow. That's very well wrapped. Oh, look at that. There's a wow. Look at that. It's not like a cardboard certificate. It's like plastic. It's like a plaque. Wowee. Very good. Oh, she's free. Oh, isn't she gorgeous? Look. What a nice little bus. Oh, she's got that smell to her. This must, because this was pre-owned, this bus. It wasn't brand new, it's pre-owned. But she's got a slight smell to it. You know, like if you go into a church, that's the best way. The church has got that like that smell to it, hasn't it? That oldie worldy sort of smell. That's what she reminded me of, just for a brief second there. So here's the front of the bus. It is right-hand drive, of course. It's just that obviously the camera at the moment is reversed. So to me, it looks like it's a left-hand drive when it isn't. Obviously, you will see clearly that it's... So these buses, I'm presuming, would have had the engines at the front. Might not have done, of course. Might have been at the back, but you can see the headlights there. So we'll go driver side first. We always seem to do that, don't we? Just being very careful of wear a holder because of the mirrors. I've just forgotten. I forgot to show you this little plaque. We'll have a look at that in a minute. We'll have a look at her, then we'll set her down. We'll have a look at that. So there's the driver's seat. Very nice red and grey livery. Got a decent sized bus. You know, it's not the biggest of buses. It is a midi bus. There's the emergency exit at the back. Look at that. A lot of the windows on these older buses you were able to open. Even on the other side you can see through, look. A lot of those windows were able to open. Because obviously I'm guessing air conditioning wasn't really, a thing back then. So the only means of ventilation was to open the windows. And there's the back of the bus. I don't believe that the engine compartment opens. Certainly doesn't feel like anything does. No, I think it's just a moulded piece. And then coming to the passenger side. So it's quite streamlined, isn't it? Livery again, Westlink. And the front doors. You've got the door release button there on the side. Let's have a look inside the bus. See all the little seats. And then there's the front indicator there. And then you're back to the front. Flip her over, very plain roof. Nothing really to show on the roof. It hasn't got a sunroof. Maybe they're air conditioning things, I don't know. Air conditioning units, I'm not too sure. I don't think it would be though. And then let's turn her over. Very nice detailing on the underside of the bus. Look at that. Nice chassis detailing. You've got the fuel tank there, I believe. And then the drive shaft. And there's the exhaust. Now that's quite interesting how the exhaust comes out by the rear axle rather than out of the back of the bus. Not that you can see it. You can't really see it from this angle. I suppose that's an attempt to try and, stop emissions. But yeah, you can see the exhaust is underneath there. And you've got the standard grid design of the chassis. These have got double tyres, you can see there, look. So how you've got the wheel and then you've got another wheel behind it for extra stability. Oh, and look at that. There's a spare tyre there. That's cool. There's even a spare tyre. That's really good, that is. That's really well detailed. I don't think you'll see that on many buses today. I'll have to ask my dad about that, because obviously my dad's a bus driver. I'll have to ask him. I'll say, do buses carry spare tyres anymore? Because my little MCW Metrorider does. Right, well, let's pop her down. Let's put her down. No, that's that way. And you can have a good visual of her. Let me get her into shot. There you go. Oh, isn't she beautiful? Look at that. Yes. But just before we have a look at that, I'm going to quickly show you this because I did forget. Do excuse me. It's plastic. That is really impressive, that is. So there you go. Britbus with the good old British Bulldog. And then on the back, I'll have a read of that in a moment, but that's what it says. Let's have a look. Right, so MRL01. This is to certify that this is a limited edition model from a total production of 1,512 pieces. This is model number 0603. That's nice. That's nice. I'm keeping that. Got all my other model bus certificates put away in that drawer. So let's have a look at it then. So I'll pan down. I'll give you a nice shot of her. There you go. How about that? That's a beautiful bus. Not the biggest, but you know, certainly a beauty. And obviously this would be classed as a vintage bus as well now. Not only for my collection. I don't know whether there's actually any of these preserved. I might have to do some research on that. If there's any preserved or in a museum, I might like to go up and visit and see for them, see for myself. Get reacquainted with the MCW Metrorider. So, I mentioned a little story for you, didn't I? Well, yes, before I read out the research that I found about this bus, yes, I will tell you now that this is the first bus I can ever remember travelling on as a kid. I mean, I've probably travelled on buses loads of times, but this is the first one that I can remember, I personally can remember travelling on. And basically, to cut a long story short, at the time, my dad was working at the Kingshurst Social Club. We lived in Shard End. I lived in Shard End when I was very young. And my dad was working in, I think he was a barman, I can't remember exactly what he was doing there, but he worked at the Kingshurst Social Club. And he was asked to come in one of the days to collect his wages. You know, back in the day, I think this was the day where you'd still get your wage packets. So I don't know whether I was being a handful for my mum or anything, but she was like, "Oh, take him with you," meaning me. So we went on the bus. He said we didn't have a car at the time. I don't know what happened with the car, whether we were between cars or it was broken down or something. Well, all I remember is my dad saying, "We'll go on the bus." And there was a bus stop at the end of our road. We lived in a cul-de-sac, a little cul-de-sac. And at the end of the road, there was a bus stop. Now, I can't remember what bus it was, what bus number it was. But all I remember it was Travel West Midlands. And I was there thinking, oh, it's going to be a huge bus. I was thinking it's going to be a double-decker or something. And it come along, one of these come along, little MCW Metrorider. And I said to my dad, that's a little bus. And I remember us getting on it, and I think we sat on the right. I think we sat halfway up the bus. I sat by the window, obviously. But that's all I can remember. I can't remember getting off or getting the bus back. I can only remember waiting at the bus stop with my dad and then this little bus coming along and us getting on it. So that is, and I still remember that to this day. I can still picture it right now. And yeah, I just thought it was cute. Because it was bigger than like a mini bus, like a school minibus, like a van type minibus. But it was smaller than a normal bus, and I was like, "Oh, that's a little bus." Yeah, I was quite intrigued by it actually. And obviously, it wasn't till now that I'm wouldn't say a proper bus enthusiast, but I do enjoy travelling on buses, and I like to look at all the different types, and like the different sounds that they make, and the different colours, different makes and models, single deckers, double deckers, and also my friend Adam Flavel. I've mentioned him a few times on this channel. he was a bus enthusiast, a huge bus enthusiast. He absolutely loved buses. He'd go to bus shows and bus museums, and he had loads of model buses, and he was obsessed with them. He absolutely adored them. Loved buses and trains, Adam did. And I suppose a little bit of that rubbed off on me. And I've started my love of buses as well. So I thought, well, I've got to have an MCW Metrorider in my collection. And here she is. So without further ado, let me bring over this little bit of research that I found on the MCW Metrorider. The MCW Metrorider was a minibus designed and built by Metro Camel Wayman between 1986 and 1989 and was launched at the 1986 Motor Show. Now, I'm not too sure where that was hosted. I did try to do some research. I've got a feeling it may have been at the Birmingham NEC, the National Exhibition Centre in Birmingham, because obviously these buses operated around Birmingham. We had quite a lot of them around Birmingham. So maybe it could have been the Birmingham Motor Show. As I said, I did try and find out, but I couldn't find any information. It was constructed in two lengths, 7.0 metres and 8.4 metres, and was an integral bus, marking it out from its van-based rivals at the time. It was the second purpose-built minibus design after the Optare City Pacer and was powered by Perkins ZF35 or Cummins B series engines. The styling was a major advance on the earlier van-based conversions, having a raked front, large windscreen and side windows to give a light interior, and seated 25 to 33 passengers. Like many Metro Camel Wayman products, many components were from other manufacturers' stocks and used many parts from Ford. The dashboard and steering wheel came from a Ford cargo lorry, and the original rear lights were from the Escort Cabriolet Mark IV. The design suited one-person bus operators well and sold in large numbers in the United Kingdom. Some were also exported to continental Europe and Hong Kong. When MCW closed in 1989, their current designs were offered for sale, and the Metrorider was bought by Optare and was rebranded as the Optare Metrorider and continued in production until 2000. The Metrorider was later succeeded by the more modern Optare Solo. So there you go, just a little bit of background information there on the MCW Metrorider. It's quite interesting. I do like researching about these buses. And there you go. I mean, seriously, what an absolutely beautiful little bus. I love the livery. I love the appearance. I've watched some YouTube videos on this bus as well, and the engine sounds amazing. Really nice sounding bus. So, yeah, that will be joining my collection. And, well, I think there's enough footage there now for another review, another video. So I'm going to wrap it up now by saying thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you have subscribed, I'd like to thank you for your support. Don't forget to share the channel as well. Try and get me some more subscribers. And it just remains for me to say, take care, stay safe, stay strong, and as Grandad Murray used to say, stay happy. And until the next video, whatever or whenever that may be, I will see you in a few.